Hey man, stay safe world. You already know what's going on, man. We got unfortunate news, man. We gotta talk about the paperwork that has apparently just come out on QC founder P, aka Pierre Thomas, new mounting allegations from none other than some Instagram ninja posting some type of old paperwork. And we gotta just talk about it because it has a certain effect on the rap world. We need to figure out what the incident is and whether or not it really happened and everything that goes down, man. Before we do though, I'm gonna need you to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the merch, link in the description at StaySafeWorld.com. On 5/27/2010, at around 20:45 hours, an off-duty police officer, 4800X, working at 3393 Peachtree Road, aka Lennox Mall, advised over the radio he was subject stating a black male named Keon was leaving at the mall towards Lennox Road in a brown four-door car with tinted windows that Keon was wanted for murder. He basically told the police that this individual was wanted for murder. Officer York and I responded by checking Lennox Road southbound when he noticed a Oldsmobile Aurora with tinted windows bearing Georgia tag BKI4238 stopped southbound at Lennox Road in its intersection with Buford Highway. An investigatory stop was conducted and vehicle pulled promptly on Buford Highway east of Lennox Road, where contact was made with three subjects: Garland Bernard Watley, the driver, Mr. Antulus Keon McLennan, front passenger, and Miss Reba Copy Johnson, rear passenger. The three suspects were removed from the car while McClinton did have a confirmed warrant out of Fulton County for murder and aggravated assault. Watley had a ACIC confirmed suspended license for failure to appear. Both were placed into custody. Yo, first off, if you're wanted for murder, why are you driving around Lennox Mall and Peachtree Road just like everything is all good, man? That doesn't even make sense whatsoever. Wouldn't you be leaving the state or something? Like, why are you just in open Buckhead just driving around? Investigator Gonzalez responded to Lennox Mall where the call originated and met with Pierre Thomas. That's P. Thomas stated he was at the mall where he recognized McClinton as a subject who shot and killed his friend. Circumstances leading to the warrants issued for the McClennan's arrest. Thomas said he confronted McClinton, chased him to his vehicle, where according to Thomas, McClinton retrieved a black handgun from his vehicle and chased Thomas back into the mall saying, "I'm gonna kill you," and that he was in fear of his life. Thomas said he hid and emerged to notice the aforementioned vehicle leave the mall towards Lennox Road. Thomas made a written statement to the same effect. Yo, what? This is some crazy shit. I mean, it's not too surprising because if you've been to Atlanta, you know what happens at Lennox Mall. That place is not safe. It's a whole bunch of fuckery that basically be going down. A lot of people be acting crazy at Lennox Mall, ready to shoot people, man. When asked about the events at Lennox Mall, Johnson stated she was in line at Checkers to buy food when she saw McClinton running past her being chased by around 6 males, 3 of which she could describe as tall, black males, dark skin, white t-shirt, blue jean shorts, tall black male with dreadlocks, glasses, and basically saw a vehicle back towards the mall. And Johnson said she knew nothing of a handgun. They ended up reading McClinton his Miranda rights in presence of Officer Facemeyer. McClinton stated that he was at Lennox Mall when a subject wearing a red hat approached him, repeatedly asking him if he knew him. That he knew McClinton said his friends surround him, at which point he took flight towards his car and upon reaching the vehicle, put his fingers towards the subject who left the scene with his friend. Bruh, this is a crazy story. So they're basically saying that P so far called the police and said that this dude was wanted for murder while meeting him in Lennox Square Mall, just seeing him, and basically called the police on him. If so, this is a crazier situation than Gunna or like all those situations where they just got caught up in something that, you know, they had nothing to do with them and they allegedly told or snitched or whatever. This is a pretty wild situation because this is a dude that chased after someone that didn't even recognize him and apparently called the police afterwards. I don't know what the maybe that's why he sold his company, you know. This is a whole nother incident. This is the officer basically speaking. He said, "I spoke briefly with the first victim I encountered behind apartment 2C. He identified himself as Pierre Thomas. Mr. Thomas stated that he came to the apartment to meet his friend Q and bet on the game. He stated that a male entered the front door of the apartment and began shooting at Q. Mr. Thomas stated that he ran towards the back of the apartment and went crashing out the back sliding glass door. He then crawled over to the neighbor's door in an attempt to summon help. The second victim found inside the apartment." Dang. And then the third statement that they have is a different incident. "On 12/30/2009 at approximately 13:30 hours, I met with Pierre Thomas. Thomas was interviewed about the shooting at 4555 Washington Road, College Park, Georgia. The interview was recorded. Thomas suspects Shinkfield, 404-955-1456, knows the suspect Happy." So they're saying that he's like an actual informant or something like that. That would be crazy if he's an actual informant, man. I feel like to really get into whether that's the case or not, you really got to go into his formal background. And, you know, a lot of people from Atlanta know that he's from the streets and he's from this and from that. We got to get a deeper dive of where he actually comes from as a person, because it's just crazy, man. Think about it. What if all these paperworks that came out were all from like some paperwork faker? But I don't know anyone that would be faking paperwork that looks this realistic. You know, this looks pretty real, giving like actual incidents that apparently occurred, man. So we gotta get further into this. Pierre Thomas, aka P, has basically been in the rap game for the longest, man. He had several other labels before this and basically invested $1 million with Kevin Lee, aka Coach K, to try to build a state-of-the-art independent label. And then they signed their first people, really, and some of those included Migos, and then they basically worked their way up to even have the money to go and actually buy real labels like 300 Entertainment, man. So to see the growth and stuff, it really came at a astronomical rate, but to see what you had to get through to go there, you never really even know. And this actual stuff occurs way before they formed the label. Apparently in 2013 is when they had apparently formed it. When you look across like the internet, it seems that a lot of people in Atlanta apparently think that a lot of this is common knowledge, and he might have actually told them this. People basically saying because he was older and couldn't really do anything and wasn't really in the streets. And if you really look at it, there's nothing really that says that he was fully like in the streets like that, to the point where like snitching really even matters. I mean, he's a grown dude, been at it for a minute, and probably had no other way to really cause some type of consequences for the person that murdered someone, rather than to try to stop them and I guess call the police on them themselves. But it's just crazy, man. You know, maybe this is why this kind of shows that most people are about their money rather than that whole code that the streets lives by. But you know, at the end of the day, some people are gonna probably look at it crazy and think that it's like, oh dang, he broke the code from the music that he is promoting, which is kind of true. You know, if you're putting that stuff out into the world, I mean, unless you don't have any morals about it and you're just trying to get money and it's a cash grab. But at the end of the day, it's kind of for you to decide, man. Let me know in the comments what y'all think, man. Real safe shit. You already know what's going on. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, man. Peace.